Hi, it's Paris from Epic Reviews, the health channel, and I'm here with a few of my friends, potassium-rich foods and drinks. I had an issue with potassium being too low and causing some issues. Of course, you get the cramps. If it starts to get that way, you get cramps in the leg at night and they tell you go eat a banana, and to a point that works. But if you have seriously low potassium, the muscles that can be involved in the cramping are actually your heart, and so you get a regular heartbeat, the heart's not working properly, you get palpitations, arrhythmias, all that fun stuff from having your potassium too low. Unfortunately, I had issues along those lines, and my blood pressure was somewhat elevated at the time, so I was given a diuretic to deal with that. The problem with that is that most of your water pills or diuretics flush the potassium out of your system. So I ended up losing even more potassium and had more problems. Anyway, I finally got it sorted out. But in the meantime, when I realized potassium was one of the things, the lack of potassium was one of the things causing me problems, I went and made these new friends and made sure that I was always getting plenty of potassium-rich foods every day. You should have up to 4,700 milligrams of potassium a day. And people will tell you to go out and eat a banana and that'll solve your potassium issues. But if you're really severely potassium deficient, that's not going to do it. One banana has about 400 milligrams, so you're looking at eating 12 bananas a day to get your potassium. I mean, what have I got here? 1, 2, that's 6 right there. So that's all your calories every day just going into bananas. So that's not a good solution. If you can get it in a more compact form or something with a little more variety of flavor, I think that's the way to do it. You have to, of course, be careful because having too much potassium is just as bad as not having enough. If you have too much potassium, your heart will get out of whack. And the way it works, the two counterbalancing things that you have in your system are sodium and then potassium. Also magnesium does this, but primarily you got your sodium-potassium balance. And your kidneys sort this out, and they decide how much of each to keep and how much to excrete. And the sodium, that particular ion, helps your muscles contract. And the potassium ion lets your muscles relax. And so in order to have the beat going on, you need contract and relax and contract and relax. If you don't have enough of one or the other, or just thinking of it in terms of potassium, if you have too much potassium, it stays too relaxed and your heart won't beat properly. If you don't have enough potassium, the heart will beat, but then the muscles can't relax. So either way, you're in big trouble. You got to keep the balance just right, and so you can go and have a blood test done, see your sodium levels, see your potassium levels. But in my case, even the low normal potassium, I would still have issues. And so for me, a normal level of potassium is more up to the upper mid range of the potassium when you have a blood test done. So to maintain that, these guys help me out. I do eat bananas, but probably not more than one a day. So I'm still looking to get another 4,300 milligrams at that point. And so I don't have molasses every day. When I was a kid, I used to eat molasses sandwiches, but molasses, I just want to point out, was very good for potassium. In 1 tablespoon, there's 210 milligrams. In orange juice, in 1 8-ounce serving, there's 450 milligrams, so that rivals a banana. In carrot juice, in 1 8-ounce serving, there's 540 milligrams, so thus far, here's our winner in terms of how much potassium you get. In 1 serving, 8 ounces of that is 540. Coconut water is actually very good for potassium. It depends which brand and whether they've added any other juices, how much potassium is in it. But in this Coco Samba coconut water, 1 serving is considered to be 11.2 ounces. I want you to have a big drink with a little umbrella. 450 milligrams there. And this is the 11.2 ounces right here. So this is considered 1 serving. This is a different brand. This is naked coconut water with a little bit of pineapple juice. And in here, 510 milligrams. So there you can see the difference right there. 11.2 ounces of this is 450, 11.2 ounces of this is 510. So it's not all the same. But coconut water is very good, very high in potassium. If your regular foods, and there are lots of other foods that are good in potassium, I can't fit them all here on the desk and don't eat them all every day, But if you need more potassium, potassium supplements, if you buy them at the store, are generally sold in fairly low density of just 100 milligrams per tablet or per capsule. And so you'd need to take a ton of these every day to meet your 4,700 milligrams if you wanted to have that per day. But I think they're really concerned with you overdosing on potassium. That's why they don't offer over-the-counter higher doses of potassium in tablet form, because it'd be easy to just, if you could overdose on 3 or 4, to take 3 or 4. So they do have, of course, prescription potassium. This one's actually from Mexico, and you can buy it over the counter there at pharmacy. This is 1,500 milligrams. And a few times when I've had an issue that I hadn't been keeping up on my potassium and my heart started doing some funky stuff, taking 1,500 milligrams of potassium helped, in my case, to smooth things out. So this is what you can do for potassium. If it turns out you need to have some more, these guys will all be your friends. If you decide to go the supplement route, just taking 1 or 2 of these days really isn't much of an impact. You're looking at 2 or 3% of what you ought to be having every day just by taking a couple of these. So it's really from your diet that you'll be getting your potassium, and you need to make sure that you do.